Okay, I'm back this week for yet another fresh fruit thing. I did not get peaches this week. Instead, courtesy of my friends Brendan and Alana, we have blackberries for a Blackberry Cobbler. Let's face it, any recipe that starts out with getting out your big bag of powdered sugar is bound to be good. So, jumping right in, get yourself a measuring cup and measure yourself out about a cup of the berries. And you're going to need a big mug this week, because this recipe makes a good bit of the cobbler. Ooh, need some for me left to eat later. Okay, so you're just going to take your cup of berries, pour them right on in straight to your mug, and they're going to fill it up pretty good. Then you're going to get your, remind myself, fourth a cup. Because you need a fourth a cup of powdered sugar. Yep, that's when you know it's going to be a good recipe. I tend to buy stuff like this in bulk because I go through it when I bake. Fourth a cup of powdered sugar right on in with your berries, and you can just mix that up. Now this recipe could work with any kind of berries you want. You could do strawberries or whatever you wanted. I'm just doing it with blackberries this week because I think it'd be good. You'll get that all stirred up and then it'll blend right on in with your berries. Okay. Oh, and thank you to the guy at Spencer's who sold me this mug because you stuffed it with so much bubble wrap when you packed it. That provided me with hours of amusement. Because who doesn't love a good pack of bubble wrap? Anyway, go ahead and set that aside and get yourself a little bowl here. And we're going to start to make your cobbler part. You're going to add, a third a cup of flour. Get your third a cup of flour in the bowl. Get your regular sugar out. And you're going to just need a tablespoonful of your regular white sugar. Just a tablespoonful of that on in with your flour. Okay, now your baking powder. You're just going to need a half a teaspoon of that. Mix that up. And I would recommend probably getting yourself another clean fork for this part, because you're going to be taking a tablespoonful of butter here and putting it on in with that, and you're going to be just kind of mashing that butter in there. It'll be probably a little more handy if your butter is, say, room temperature, so it is a little more mashable. Now you can use your fingers if you want. I know, you can use your fingers. So that butter's just going to mix on in there with that. Just get a little crumbly. Try not to throw the stuff out of the bowl like I'm doing. Now you need yourself your milk. And you need 2 tablespoonfuls of milk. You add it right to this mixture. 1, 2. And again, stir it up. It's going to start to make just a nice little dough. You see you're getting yourself a nice little dough. Okay, now you're going to take this and get your cup of berries, and you put this on top of your berries. And maybe, this is where you are going to use your fingers. You're going to spread it out to completely cover the top of your berries. I'm going to get my measuring spoon in here to get all my dough out, because we want every last bit of that cobbler part. Like I said, this part where I am going to use sort of a combo of my fingers and my fork, because we want to spread the cobbler part till it touches the side of the mug, so you know you're going to get a complete coverage of your berries. And if you want, you can sprinkle, to give it a little more sweetness, a little bit of sugar on top of this. And let's face it, do we want a little more sugar? Yeah, we do. So just a pinch of sugar. Sprinkle that on top of your dough. And you know, throw it in the microwave. Well, not throw it in the microwave. For a minute and a half. And then we'll check on it. 1, 3, 0. Start. And per usual, start to get stuff cleaned up. If you heard the contended munching off camera, I'm eating the rest of my blackberries. It's always yummy to have extra berries. Oh, no, we're definitely going to put this in for a little bit longer. I'm going to put it in for another 30 seconds, which would make a total of 2 minutes, and we'll check it after that. And I'm going to keep finishing my berries because, well, let's face it, they're just darn good. Okay, let's see how this went. Well, I think mine is done. If you think yours is done, I would just throw it in for another 30 seconds, but mine looks to be done here. Nice and white and fluffy. Pulls away easily from the edges of the mug. And again, it's going to be really, really hot when it comes straight out. Oh, that was really sweet. That is some good stuff. And when you're going to eat it, just don't eat the cobbler off the top. Stick your fork the whole way down in there and get yourself a good old bite of, make sure you have the berries and the cobbler part. And you have yourself a quick and easy blackberry cobbler. And let's face it, if you're going to start to turn out desserts like this, you're really going to be impressing people. Or just feeding yourself when you're hungry. Because look, it took like, what, 5 minutes tops? Oh, that was good. Well, I'll see you next week. I'm going to go stuff my face with this. And hopefully by then the peaches will be ready so we can get to that peach coffee cake I want to make. If not, maybe we'll do an apple pie of sorts. Who knows? And if you ever have any suggestions or requests, you let me know. And I'll see you next week.